ba na obuken ngash ke yeken katima balar katima balel nuori o yawe abi biate ka kwaite toto bidwa ye nuori titikel ke kume o go a o de nuor te ka kwai te bitetin tele le shankel madere le shar madere ele jonjen kuma mo anto to wiwa noto aka gad nuor aka gad ko keneti kwako le tewe ne ke shodie yaila lare kume la kwa file di mai mo kume be jen kayen tiare kume shwala rodun o kume mo kume jino Sudan kabi ke jen bia ngasharun ba tayari tika pike wadar bi ken yen ka piel korun bi ka wo ba ga nore wona ken gwani tika tin katila ma bia lar nori o run be tika tayar ma bi ben ka ya kume mo mi tikel ka ye bi joti tiwi wona tika ga nora ka kona kon nori dia si sot re kuma mashallah raduna ma kuma edun kwela nogi ngadie mamnak ne yejen kuma mitiakel ma waka ba shen kun wona ken ma waka ba gat kun wanga ken ma waka dia ka dorun bina shin re fini kwele kuma mi ngadie mashallah durun rede kola biara jo kuma me kuma jinu Sudan si dokule binane ma kuma jinu Sudan ka yen ramkel kel ka yen kuma ma ngesh ka ye ka los ka yen kuma be giena dire dun be nuori wona anyo biar bitayar luju be katila malare je bia kula tire kuma di e kuma ngade ne tiara ide e kume ngadie and then nuori batika tiene gati kon nuori ti kon titirei dor nuora ka 16 counties ni kon dial kwela ndogi ngadie njira moshol rode moran kume mo mutika lanken tedi mo jine shol rodu jiran kume katire loka ka shol rodu jine jiran kume kabika benen kume kanaka jika ya ngije ken konda maimbe ya ran kume bingish mo bekenda ma ya bingish jine jiran kume ya bingish jine jiran kume tayaro be mo obei gol be kulu wobona rami mo ran kume ya bitwo so yang ye ije tayar de ina ajan bo membe ma ye ije jira mo jini shol rodu jiran kuma mo de ina yo kwen je pan roye ya lar e abel garang role lar roye mo bubum ka yo kwen ye fan roye ya lar ye wedi wa watim no kwa ka ye ga nore wa watim ne yo o mai te kon yo te ya ngar te ya ko no mai ken te de wono na ga lo ko ake garo ka ko dien wona ya kwor governor re ga ya we ken je na ye kwor ote na tila akui atila wisdom aje na tila wisdom ko di ako jen ke ga lo ka ke ken ka mai te kon te ya na ba wono na lo ka ke no na lo ye ben ya ga Shole regaiko incompetent leaders. Ko ke ne ke wona. Ko ke mission e jak na je ke wa succeed. Shal ke ye ke na incompetence. E lara kele. Kele balare one. Law ke kel Gan loka ti liwa wale ke gata de dor loka de lere duwara ken ke de lere nuwara de lere duwara ken ke de jini wa Sudan de lere ka ken baye nyo timti ye lo ya liw ke liama di de long ke murleni ya liw ke liama di de long ke jen jini wa Sudan me lar ke me kuna ala roi tina wala ne ye te ke liama di de long 2016 ye law to one ye kelda long. The Sanken, they were my friends. Tako dul gora ken. You can liu logic by your money wale. Go with it a bomb warm. You can swear. Get 2016. We need to turn take a dreams. We need to la kong na ikel koneke. We come call leadership. Na views. Memo IBC na views ka Nairobi. Uloka, Madena Larakakan. Uramayana Core 2016. Urmalane and a Candela Quarga Genova Sudan. Ye Liuke 2016. Yellow, you're a good no Genova Sudan. You're a good no IO. You're a good no IG. You're a good low marrow, dude. Mere locker. Mere tell God locker. Mateka na ite isuoka jina wa Sudan. Lau rai nuara. Yika tuwa. Kadubda ngwan. La be murle ba kwar na. Be murle ben ba kurda raw na. Anto tuwa ka rai locker. Yang nuari te kongi ke nyai gwa ni to tela murle ni te akan no ina ya no low itu te ke county ni rai loka te yu ni to tin te no mantin angud kana Geneva Sudan no we Geneva Sudan me rodun Tayara ni ebin te ayo mga seketa iji mga seketa chaf mga se ye porian dia ate galoka mo yor galoka ma dong mai gwe na ne riela me je ko kon ko jube me je ko kon ko jube me je ko kon ko jube me gwe na ne riela me tela ramade we ngoji ka be bena ka mach ano gi ngadien ano gi ngadien angu mo kana nen re kume mo ke joy angu elo nuora ni ke joy ala officially anuori ke hostile angu mo dong maliab ne walti kana bo yene awe nyora biatir kun ku mbora ya bibo nene dela rode ko yala re plan me atu dela ke me dial atu kanaser ye wako ulang ijena wono ye bendika ye waka ayod ye je kana ayod ya jibentio mer enyo ya nyopol ya rodin nyo wore la ko bi sore lo ko bi bire bentio ani nyo ma bi do nyo maka buken ye jibentio moteka bidamo William kana liya ken nyura kaya la ko na George engu nyo ma liya na nyo engu ma liya na nyo ka anyo bale ku live na kore be ni ale man na kone ko tir kon tayari te de bona ke ko tir kon ma de lui na ke bale ku gwish na rodan bale dana rodan finya nyo ye lo ya to mo awe kwen ka adeti ato ya to ye lo yo ro dunyo no kam ni kuna abiti karamo kan mai de berier galo ko modongo kwela kume aiji marunko de riam galo ko de was finya galo ko kenaro dia ko koriti komti tuo not kure me e kor mo birom na galo ko kenaro dia e lawan ti bituo tela jang de bituo tin ke galo re kenaro dia nanti bara dia na e shak majia and then me e shak majia ya shak magwa Mila sholi e daka diok jege. Mla wa shen daka diok jege o ba sholi shen daka diok. Nga marung ko de wire loko. A dang adien a dakel ke dare ke dang diok ni rung ko ba wire loko. Huh? Shoduna shen daka diok. Mishal kani ye bursher boy yen bursher ko tia ke lendian. You know? You're never done met. Kume man, iya kume. Tile kume. There's no government that has any excuse in this world. There's no excuse that the government of South Sudan can say that is the reason why it's going to bomb people. It doesn't have a reason. There's no reason that the government can say that they are going to bomb people in the market. Children. Why don't they go to where the soldiers are? Why are they going to where the civilians are? In the market, killing children and women. Why? And you know where the government is. Yotua, I'm done with the side of speaking to you. Let me come to the government. Listen. When it comes to doing something good for the development of South Sudan or for the progress of South Sudan, you don't have money. When it's come to development of building schools, you don't have money. When it's come to looking for medicines, you don't have money. But when it's come to bombardment, when it's come to killing people, when it's coming to buying weapons, you have resources to buy weapons to a level you come and say a lot of money was waste to purchase weapons so that you can go and kill the citizens of South Sudan. But why don't you have money for development and you have money for destruction? Why did you fight so hard to liberate South Sudan, to liberate South Sudanese, just to come and do the same thing that Arab was doing? Why? Why did you liberate South Sudan? Because the things that are happening in South Sudan since we get independent, they were not even happening. Some of them were not happening with Arabs. There's a way you are treating us that even Arab was not treating us like that. Arab was not doing something that you are doing now. So the Arab is even better than the SPLM leadership that is in position now. And this is the reason why we come and say Salva Kiir have failed. Salva Kiir have failed. Because he cannot develop South Sudan. He doesn't have resources for development, but he has resources for destruction. And I have a question. South Sudan was sanctioned. They cannot be able to purchase their weapon. Why are they allowed? Why are they purchasing weapons from Uganda? What happened to that sanction? To a level they are taking the guns daytime. They are taking the weapons. The gunships that are bombing people, they are labeled Ugandan air. They have the Ugandan flag. What happened to that sanction of the arm embargo? Or was it uplifted? Or does it not involve if someone wants to purchase weapons in East Africa? Recently, the government lied to everybody, pretending, lying even to God, that they are having a prayers, calling priests, chiefs, Everybody sitting down. And what? To make it worse, including the Nuer people that were there, what were they doing? They were sitting and saying, we're having peace. People are pretending they were mourning. What happened now? Why? It is confirmed that the government is speaking different languages, that they have failed. One of the things that shows SPLM doesn't have direction, that Salva Kiir have lost the direction, is telling us that we are going to use 2010 census to have 2026 that we are going into election. Which even today they have reduced the number of the people that they are having. There is a lot of alarms. There is a lot of voices that have called. The South Sudan is calling us and saying, I am tired. This is what South Sudan is telling us. That I am tired of this leadership. And please, save me from this leadership of Salva Kiir. This is what the government is telling us. This is it. South Sudan is calling and saying, I am tired of the leadership of Salva Kiir. I am tired of the leadership of Salva Kiir. Juba is burning down. These are signs. Every market is burning down. These are calls. These are signs of liberation. These are time of the second liberation of South Sudan. And there is nobody that can say that they have enjoyed something in South Sudan. Only some few individuals. Until when will South Sudanese accept to suffer? Until when are we going to continue with this humiliation? Until when will we continue to bury our children in big graves? Until when are we going to continue singing the songs of saying Salva Kiir must step down? The time has come for Salva Kiir to step down. What kind of a leader that cannot even do something good even for 1 week, 1 day? Every single day there's a bad thing to speak about Salva Kiir. Something bad. Including now, we have the loyalists that were in the government that are leaving the government to show that the government is no longer effective. Why don't all South Sudanese come out and accept enough is enough? We don't want to continue suffering. We want our country back. Huh? Let's say like this. If we are that much accepted to become refugees, then let all leave and give Salva Kiir South Sudan. Let him lead the lands that he wants to lead. Which will not be possible. Every day we have brilliant leaders. Strong, educated more than Salva Kiir. And you're sitting down and watching this nonsense happening. These are the children that can build South Sudan that are being killed today in the name of tribalism. In the name of their hostile. Salva Kiir, are you not enough of killing the Nuer people? Are you not enough of genociding these people? Some people will come and tell me, Ruth, why are you tribalist? I am not tribalist. It's because the government is targeting one sector. The government is targeting one tribe. And all of you are not saying anything. So who will speak on behalf of these innocent people? If you want us to be patriotic on which side? Are they not South Sudanese? Don't they deserve to have peace in South Sudan? You have chased the Nuer people to the POCs. They keep quiet. You have chased the Nuer people out. You have killed them. What else? In the name of their hostiles. How hostile are they? They are not hostile. These are normal citizens that deserve peace. It's because they are people of justice. They want justice. What Nuer people are looking for is justice. It's nothing else. We want justice, equality for all South Sudanese. That is what we are fighting for. If people don't know what we are fighting for justice. We are fighting for equality for all South Sudanese. We are not fighting for Nuer. We are fighting for Nuer because Nuer are the ones that are being targeted. Nuer are the ones that are being bombed. Nuer are the ones that are being hate by anybody just because they want justice. Just because they want equality for South Sudanese. Just because they want a democratic country. This is the reason why they are being hate. If there is any other person that have done research and say otherwise, please come and give us the research. Tell us. Because we know the Nuer people. Even if a Nuer man come out and become the president today and continue to do the same thing Salva Kiir is doing, we the Nuer will stand against that person and will call that person to step down. If Salva Kiir was a Nuer and doing those things he's doing, Nuer will have removed Salva Kiir long time. If Salva Kiir was a Nuer and he's doing all those things he's doing, he will not be in the position today. We will have removed him long time. Because we are looking for justice, equality for South Sudanese. This is what we are fighting for. If people don't know what we are fighting for. Huh? So this country, it belongs to 64 tribes of South Sudan. How do you feel you wake up the resources that you are supposed to be protecting South Sudanese? You are supposed to be protecting the sovereignty of the country. You go and bring even Ugandan's troop to come and fight the innocent Nuer people. What is it that have not been done beyond? Even the international community know that these Nuer people are being victimized in South Sudan. We are being victimized. We don't hate anybody. We don't hate anyone. We just want justice and equality. That is what the Nuer people are fighting for. Just like the same way we the Nuer fought for South Sudan. We fought for separation. If you don't know, this separation, this South Sudan that you are enjoying today, a lot of it was initiated by the Nuer people. And that's why we are still fighting for the same cause. Because we wanted justice and equality. And today, because a wrong person is in the position, because of the wrong person led, what is happening? You went back to the same thing. Because you don't know the cause of why we fought for independence. Because if you know why we fought for independence, you will not be bombing innocent children that you are protecting today. You will not be oppressing the innocent children that you are talking before. You will not be killing innocent people if you knew the cause why we fought for separation. But because you didn't know why people fought for separation, you only joined in the middle of why people are fighting and you become a joint rider, that is the reason why you are killing the innocent people. But it is enough. There is alarms every corner. All the alarms are awake, calling for the second revolution, calling for the second independence, because we liberate ourselves from the Arabs, but we did not liberate ourselves from you. Because you speak in the name of we liberate South Sudan, you must enjoy. Who said that when you fight for something, you must enjoy? Who said that when you fight for something, you should be the first person to eat? A father fought for his generations, not for himself. Only a greedy father will do what they are doing. So all these signs shows that South Sudan have been turned to nothing. It's no longer a country. It's a country that only serves one tribe. Nepotism have become the identity of South Sudan. Every top position, people speak in Dinka language. Every office, people speak in Dinka language. How can a country that has 64 tribes be turned to become a nepotism country? Show me in the world, only South Sudan. And it has been done by Salva Kiir. I cannot even blame the people that are being called, because they are being preached to that if I come out of this position, you people will be mistreated. Mistreated by who? Who will mistreat you? The resources of South Sudan belong to South Sudanese. They belong to 64 tribes. And how can 63 tribes be humiliated by one tribe? How is that possible? It is the one tribe to join the 63 tribe, not the 63 tribe to join the one tribe. No, it's the 63 tribes to join the one tribe, not the 63 joining one. It must be the one coming back to the 63, not 63 going to one. It cannot happen. 63 is bigger than one. It's high time we have to take responsibility of our country. Everybody that is forming political parties, this is not a time of forming political parties. This is a time of joining hands together. We remove this system that is in the position. Then anybody can open their party. Who say you don't have a right to open a party? You will have a right to open a party when we have the country. But not now. Don't divide yourself in the name of everybody. He's forming their own party, because that is cowardness. That is a sign of you are coward of this government that is in. You have to join hands, form one party that will remove this government that is in, and then later on you form your own parties. You can form million parties if you want. They will all be taken by South Sudan. But for now, this is not time of forming many parties. This is time of joining hands as the South Sudanese and remove this regime that is in position now. And nobody hates the Dinka community. Nobody hates the Dinka community. They are part of South Sudan. We cannot hate you. But the behaviors, whatever that is making us to speak about you, is because whatever is happening, your tribe is the one is in leadership, and you have shown us that you have choose yourself. You have choose nepotism. You have choose, you are the lead of tribalism. So don't talk to us about tribalism, because you have decided, you have shown us your tribe first. That's why every position, show me how many ambassadors were appointed recently. Almost 40-something were from Dinka tribe. So these things is making people to hate you for nothing. There are those Dinkas who are suffering. There are those thinkers who doesn't want this regime, who is fighting the same regimes. But there's one thing that is saying that one onion in a sack that is rotten will destroy the whole sack or will make the whole sack to be spoiled. They said it so well in Nuer language. Basol kelma yejia be basol dial beka boost rai basoli. This is what is happening to you. We have the good ones, but nothing is happening. Because the majority on top, this is what is happening. And we will not stop because you have to see the truth. You have to speak to Salva Kiir to step down. And trust me, take it from me. Just like it was said by take it from me. 2026 will be a different year for South Sudan. It is not going to be like the other 20 years that have come. It will not be like that. 2026 is going to be different. Everybody is calling for change. But stop using South Sudanese resources to kill South Sudanese citizens. Use that resources to build schools. Use that resources to build hospitals. Use that resources to build roads. Use that resources to bring water to people's houses because they are still using tank water that are being brought by Eritreans to you. What kind of a country? For 20 years, you are still getting water from the River Nile and it's being fetched to you by other people. So I am here to tell the South Sudanese that it is time. It is so insulting that we have such a things happening in this 2025. It is an insult to 63 tribes that the country is being turned to nepotism. It is an insult that a country with a lot of resources is being turned to nothing. It is an insult. Expired goods, expired food are being sold to South Sudanese and they come through the border and South Sudanese eat them. When they become sick, there's no good hospital to take them to. And you continue killing them even on different ways. The economy is killing us. What is it that is not killing it, South Sudanese? There's no food, there's no medicine, there's no education, there's no roads, there's nothing. Salva Kiir, for your own good, for better retirement, please take your paper and your pen. Write down. Don't even come and talk to us. Write down and resign. Give us the document. You are put in that position. So return it. It was given to you. Give it back to us. Give it back to us. So Nuari, Palangu, Palaokume, Kwama Gwinera Nuara, because can men are when they were saying that the 63 tribes were there, all the 64 tribes were there when they were talking about what? When they were saying they mark 16 counties that they are hostile. And they are now almost finishing the mission that was started of the hostility. So now choose the 16 counties first and then government later. Any government, any party, leave any party for now. Choose your 16 tribes that were marked as hostiles. Choose your tribes and later on, let's join hands with the other South Sudanese because other South Sudanese are suffering. Let's join hands and make this change once and for all. 2026, we cannot continue talking. This talking is finished. We have talked from 2013 up to today. It is finished. There's no more talking. This is time for action. Look at a country. How can you say you are, when you are bringing? You are putting somebody like Makwelwe as a Minister of Justice. Which justice are you talking about? Which justice does Makwelwe know? Which justice does Makwelwe know? When what's come out of his mouth is only tribalism. You can mention the people that are destroying this country. Makwelwes is number one among the people that are destroying the country. Bolmel came and joined before he was destroying the country on the economic sector. But now he came in and officially shown us what he has. And he destroyed beyond even everybody. Again, where he? So, leaders are known by the people they are appointing. It is enough that you have used South Sudanese for a long time. And I believe even the Dinka community have seen, because you have used General Akolkol. What happened to him? You put him in prison under house arrest after serving you for how many years? After using Bolmel again, what did you do? You put him inside. So these are things that even the Dinka community are seeing. The Dinka community are seeing what you are doing. The kind of leadership that you are doing. You only love your own area, mostly. It's only your area that you love. But to make the matter worse, you don't even develop your area. Because when you come down now, who will develop that area? And you have really destroyed the country like this. I will finish by this. Choose. There's no way any government in the whole world have an excuse to go and kill people. You cannot have an excuse to go and kill people. Only Salva Kiir government have an excuse of hostility, hostile community. What criteria did you use? Because if it's about hostility, then we are going to have some people in the list of hostility. People of Padang were supposed to be part of the hostility team. People of Murle were supposed to be part of the hostility team because they are hostile also. But why only the Nuer 16 counties were hostiles? Why? And this is something that should click in the mind of the Nuer people. Why only you people were marked the hostile when we have other tribes within the country that are also hostile? But they only say what? The Nuer. So the criteria they use, I don't know. And we will really love to know. But this time, put IO aside. This time, put IG aside. This time, put SO aside. Choose to save the lives of the innocent people. God kun can a man kun. This time, choose them. No kun yal be yel. But take a gun. Ganwara madong mo may daw kan mo bawa oriyan ganwara madong. Na kunyal be yel. Be ina gira mo. Yo ganwara mo de lera dwara run kuira mo bi teru na. Choose yourself for this time. But wo no til ma di mo bala. Yai nen already. Mai nani ben til ra ma duire. Mai ben ye nga jo jiran kume. Kajil citizen. That means and they only come to, they are like the Satan to come and kill and destroy. That is SPLM. Their work is to come, kill and destroy. That's what they have done for 20 years. And they are continuing doing. But I will leave one question like this to the leaders, especially to the leaders that come from the 16 counties that were marked hostile. Do you still recognize the government that doesn't recognize your people? Who will you lead? How will you speak in front of such a person when they're humiliating you by killing your people? When they are already a taboo between you and them, because what have happened today as a Nuer person is a taboo. Because the government have killed people today in Lankan, and that means you cannot eat with them today until the Nuer ritual is done. So how are you going to face them? Does that mean they love you or they don't love you? Does that mean they recognize you in the government or they don't recognize you? Does it mean you have a voice in that government or you don't have a voice? Those are the questions I want to ask yourself as the Nuer who are in SPLM party. To me, I don't have an issue. You can be in any party because politics is different. A wife can be in this party and a husband can be in this party, but at the end of the day, they are husband and wife when they come home. They can have differences in their parties, but when they come home, they are a family. But to you, my question is, who will you lead? Who will you be sent to? Who will you be appointed to if your community is being finished the way they are being finished? With gunship, with chemical weapons that are banned in the whole world, are not being used in the world. They are only being used for Nuer people. Those are questions I want you to ask yourself, and let's choose unity for our community. Goodbye.